Welcome to Kirkland, Washington, and welcome to the 2026 Junior League Softball World Series. Little weather rolled through here earlier this morning, but it never rains on our parade here for this event, and we get it rolling right here and now with an international matchup. The West Region champions from Palo, Cedro, California, Foothill Little League, and the Asia Pacific Region champions from Bacolod City Little League out of Bacolod in the Philippines. All right, here's how this tournament works. It begins now. 10 teams are here, split up into two different pools, 5 teams each. This is a Pool B matchup that we're about to get things going with. 4 of these 10 teams were here last year, including the 2 you're about to watch here in Kirkland to start this wonderful event. And it's great to be with you here. Troy Clarity, Kirk Walker, the coach, and you. Thank you for being here with us. Kirk, here we go, man. 10 teams here to win 1 trophy. It all begins now.
It's an exciting time. I think bringing these athletes in from across the world and his historic event. So I'm super excited to be here and can't wait to see this action.
And it begins with 2 teams that were here last year, but looking for better results than they had in 2025. And it begins with the West Region champions from Palo, Cedro, California. A look at their batting order as they go 1 through 12, and a reminder that here in Little League, it is continuous batting order. So if you're on the roster, you get a chance to pick up a bat and play. It's one of the beautiful things about Little League. Mann, Ruland, and Haynes, the 3 players who were on this team last year. They'll be squaring off against this young lady, Faith Thomas. She was here in Kirkland last year. Quite impressive, including an 11 strikeout performance against the Southwest Region champions last year. Faith is going to be fun to watch here.
Certainly an incredible athlete, and I think it's going to be exciting to see these athletes that have returned, coming back for year 2 or year 3.
Bacolod City in the Philippines, about a 15-hour time differential between here and there. So it's already, what, past 2 a.m. on Monday? Thanks for staying up with us if you're watching back in that part of the globe. Great to have you here with us. About 60 degrees or so. We did have some rain roll through here earlier this morning. That's pushed us back here about an hour or so. But we are ready to get rolling here in the 2026 Junior League Softball World Series. Everest Park, field number 2. Great to have you here with us. Foothill Little League, Palo Cedro, California in Northern California. It begins now. Kate Brard leading things off for the West Region champion. California versus the Philippines, the 2026 Junior League Softball World Series. Away we go. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Exciting here. Kate Braid is a speedy athlete and one of the athletes that the coaches call the hype girl.
You need one of those.
Absolutely.
In the dugout, on the field. No balls and 1 strike.
Big swing and miss.
Tomba struck out 11 against Texas, Southwest Region champs last year. Overall, 33 innings pitched last season, 4 starts. Struck out 38, walked 10, but overall, Philippines went just 1 and 3 in pool play last year.
She's an exceptional athlete and certainly brings a lot of speed.
Fouled off. Count stays at 0-2 on Brard. California went 0-4 in pool play last year. They did not get a chance to advance to the knockout stage last year. So these are 2 teams, both back in Kirkland, and looking for better results and better showings here in 2026.
It's important here for Kate to give the opposing team a look at what she's got and certainly want to try and get herself on base if she can and fight, battle and fight.
Ooh, heads up.
You know, one thing you really want out of your leadoff hitter is somebody that can take a lot of pitches and can give the team a chance to see what the pitcher's going to throw.
Set the tone.
Absolutely. She's seen a number of pitches here and fouling some things off.
Tom is certainly ultra competitor, fun to watch. in the circle. One of 6 players who are back here in Kirkland from this Bacolod City squad that was here last year. Sandra looks like she's okay in the on-deck circle. Didn't have a lot of chance to react off that foul ball.
You're usually pretty safe standing behind the right-handed hitter, but she turned on it so hard.
The 0-2. Popped up.
It's coming
This
before
might
it
land
does.
on us. Oh, it's for our left. we should note that, and we call this location here the tree house of sorts. Yes, we are literally in a tree right above the press box here at Field 2.
No place better to be than sitting in a treehouse watching the game.
It's going to be our home for the next week. Looking forward to getting it rolling. The 0-2 once again. Got it.
Great work there by Tamba. Elevated the ball and got her to chase.
Tamba's pitches have movement as well. We certainly saw that on that strikeout pitch.
Absolutely. She's got great velocity, but obviously a lot of good movement.
Brings up Bree Songer. Swing and miss by Songer to begin for strike 1. Bree's special talent, she says, is making people laugh. It's always a welcome special talent to have.
You have to have those on your team, right? There's a lot of moments when a little bit of levity and humor can go a long way. It's exceptional center fielder as well.
That's low for ball 1. Look, it takes all types in the dugout, right? Especially, look, it's a long season. Sometimes we have long road trips in Bacolod City. It's kind of a haul to get from there to here. You need all types of personalities in that dugout to make up the squad.
Absolutely. Diversity in personality as well as in talent. Really important.
1-1 from Tom.
Just miss on the outside.
David Bice, the home plate umpire for this one.
You know, early in the game, it's a chance for the pitcher to kind of test out the umpire's zone and find out what he will be giving or she will be giving and what they won't.
Hey, they're calling that outside corner. We work it, see how much I can get away with throughout the course of this game. 2-1. There's the outside corner call, 2-2.
There are several strike zones in a ball game, but the only one that really matters is going to be that umpire. So everyone else has to figure out what that umpire strike zone is going to be.
Right at the knees. Two and 2 from Tamba. Look back to the screen. It stays 2-2. More on Bree Songer. Two and 2. Playable. Alita settles under and makes the grab. 2 away.
The Foothills coming out and putting the bat on the ball and fouling off a lot of pitches. I think that's going to be really important for them to see what Tamba can be able to do and keep her pitch count up high.
Okay, intriguing to see the hitting plan, plate approach for both of these squads. And it's going to be going forward. There's Kylie Kenyon.
One of the youngest athletes out here, playing league age 12, age 13 here now, but brings a lot of power, even though she's one of the younger on the team.
She says the most fun thing about playing Little League is hitting home runs.
It sounds like she does quite a bit of that.
First pitch from Tamba to Kenyon. Tails outside, catches the corner, strike 1.
Tamba's doing a nice job of working the outside. She's kind of settled in and found where that umpire likes that pitch. It's a great pitch, low and away.
Look, Tom is a veteran, been here before, knows how this works. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Big cut from Kenyon, doesn't connect.
It's a good pitch, tailing up and away. Tough for a hitter to put the bat on the ball.
The 0-2. Got her looking. Called strike 3. Dave Tomba begins by striking out 2. First 3 batters that she faces. California 0. The Philippines coming to bat. Bottom first straight ahead. Fans cheering on Foothill Little League back in Kirkland for back-to-back seasons. They're about to pick up the bat. Or at least they're about to take the field check. That is, the Philippines is about to pick up the bat and see what it can do as we are scoreless heading into the bottom of the first inning. Let's get to the Philippines batting order. They have a full squad. You can have up to 14 on your Little League roster, and the Philippines, Bacolod City Little League, taking full advantage of that. In particular, keep an eye potentially on Cheska Palmera, who hit a big 2-run triple, go-ahead 2-run triple against this Foothill Little League squad last year. There's Palmera batting in the 5 spot. They go 1 through 14. Meanwhile, in the circle for California is Haley Mann. She's a veteran, and she's been here on this stage before as well.
Another exceptional athlete, great size, and really she's an all-around player. Hitter, pitcher, great athlete. I think we're going to see a lot of great things out of her today, and she's experienced, right? So she's certainly bringing in, you know, the past time that she's been here, and she understands what it feels like. So certainly look for her to be a leader for them in the circle.
Her dad, Chuck, one of the coaches on this squad. Justin Haynes is the manager of this team, and he's actually played in 2 Junior League World Series himself, so he knows what it's like to be on this stage of sorts.
And that's a cool opportunity, right? You know, for a dad to be able to bring their experience and help his daughter and this young team kind of experience what it's like to be here.
There's Lisby Jalandoni, the manager. She has been here before as well, works for the Department of Education. I like what she says. She says, once you get into the game, don't look back. Turning back here as we are underway, man on courts as she's facing Jules Mile Behar to lead things off. There's Lisby. There's Jewel. Well outside from man 2-0. Behar on this team last year. She had a terrific bat. Hit 500, drove in 5 RBI. She actually led the team in both categories here last year. Strike 1 called, outside corner.
Yeah, exceptional athlete, and she's been to the World Series many times. And I think an exceptional athlete that they look forward to being that leadoff spot to get the spark going.
And evens it out, 2 apiece.
Haley Mann attacking the zone.
Look at the last pitch. 2-2 here, just outside. Count full.
Really, again, as that leadoff hitter, you want to make sure you see a lot of pitches.
Outside corner, ringer up. Behar, caught looking. And strikes out the first batter she faces.
It's always a great feeling as a pitcher to get that first out of the inning, certainly in the first inning.
And a tone setter. I would imagine. Never been in the circle myself. So I'll take everyone's word for it here as Audrey Colleen Matarong fouls off the first pitch that she sees.
Another experienced athlete that's been to the College World Series or the Little League World Series. Oh, great off speed.
Man, pulling the string on that one.
That sends a big message, obviously, here in the first inning that it's not just about sitting back and throwing hard. She's going to change speeds.
And when you can do things like this, that certainly is a big check mark in your favor. As she gets Matarong swinging on the rise ball here, strike 3.
That outspeed certainly makes that rise ball look about 10 miles an hour faster. And I think that's going to be key for Mann here, is obviously changing speeds, and she's not afraid to elevate the ball, get these hitters to chase.
Changing speeds, changing planes, getting little movements, putting all the pieces of the toolbox together. So early on that swing, Charis Barlita fouls off the first pitch for strike 1.
It's great for Barley to come out and be aggressive. She's seen 2 hitters take a lot of pitches, and she came out swinging right away.
Chang Chang, her nickname. Way in front of the off speed, nothing in 2.
Disrupting that hitter is really important there. Obviously, Haley Mann saw how hard she pulled that pitch, and going to that off speed was pretty predictable. See what she does here.
Starts outside, stays outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you're Barlita right now, you're probably thinking all kinds of things.
You don't know what's coming. She's thrown 2 off speeds here and something high and hard. So she's got to be ready for all of it. Fouls that off. It's a good swing. She certainly isn't going to get cheated. Nope. She's taking a full cut. Even has 2 strikes on her here.
Just a bit of a tip. Fouled off. It stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Wouldn't be surprised here if we saw another changeup.
There it is. That twirls outside, stays outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Just beyond Saley's glove. And safe at first.
It's a well-hit ball, and I think she did a nice job, obviously, protecting on that changeup. So you think about as a hitter to take the hard pitch and go to the opposite field, and helps you be able to stay longer in on the changeup. So she does a nice job letting that ball deep.
This comes able to steer it past, just past her reaching Emma Saley at second.
Got our first run of the game here.
Faith Tomba drove in 2 runs last year in Kirkland during her stay here. It's the first pitch inside for ball 1.
Both pitchers here are hitting in the 4 spot, and Faith did a great job on her side on the first inning, and now wants to try and keep this inning going here on the offense.
Proverbial helping your own cause. Instead, it's a chopper to short. Well handled. Throw the first from Bard to Erland, and the side is retired. Through 1 inning, scoreless. Great to be back underway in Kirkland. scoreless as we begin the second inning in Kirkland between California and the Philippines. Our umpires are in the building. There's David Bice. He is calling the balls and strikes for this one. He has an able crew around him, and a reminder that the umpires are here on a volunteer basis. And they actually even come here on their own dime. So, and the beauty of it is that they have maybe even in some ways more fun than the rest of us do. But they do a fantastic job, and it's always fun to see them be a big part of what happens here in Kirkland.
Well, the life of an umpire is different. I don't know if fun is what you think of, but you know, I think for them, obviously, they have a passion for the game, and they love to be able to get out here and be a part of this incredible event.
Great to see the umpires back in the building. Steve Allen, the tournament director, is actually about 10 feet off to our left. He's already had a fun morning, but good to see him back in the building, the familiar surroundings, Everest Park here in Kirkland, Washington. We're on the opposite side of the lake from Seattle, here in the gorgeous Pacific Northwest.
Both pitchers really came after aggressive, 15 pitches for Faith in the first inning, 13 strikes. Haley Mann on her side, 18 pitches, 12 strikes. So both pitchers showing that they have not only their experience, but the command of the strike zone, and they're going right at the hitters.
Sure, the managers appreciate that part of it.
It keeps the game moving, for sure.
The hitters are trying to perhaps reverse that trend a bit. Haley Mann, the pitcher for the West Region champs, is the leadoff batter here in the second inning. Fouls off the first pitch. Tonda has dealt first pitch strikes to all four batters that she has faced to this point.
And I love that. Haley comes right out swinging. She knows that Faith is throwing strikes, and she's not going to waste a lot of time watching pitches.
Hey, there's Steve Allen right there. Making sure that everything is running super smoothly. We see you too, Steve. Swinging at this, strike two. And look, it's already been an intriguing morning. We had some rain roll through here. We're obviously off to an hour later start than planned, but super smooth. Everything is running beautifully. No balls and two strikes. Tamba to man. Got it.
Good swing. Tamba's got some great movement on that pitch. And again, she's going right at those hitters. Grounds crew did a great job. I think one of the things in the Northwest is that they're used to the rain. So they got this field ready pretty quickly after that morning shower.
Yeah, we're not in Tucson. Tucson, of course, was where the West Region was held. The Little League emerged victorious. They won all four of their games through the course of that tournament. Olivia Rowland fouls off the first pitch that she sees. Olivia wore number 17 last year. She was on the squad, wearing number 14 this time around.
Coaches call her one of their hardest workers, team leader.
Is that coach speak for I like this player?
That's Coach P. Oh, that's coming right at us.
Yeah, coming down and lands right underneath us, right in front of us. I have a feeling we're going to catch one of these here.
Coaches love hard workers. I think they appreciate the time and the effort, the things that are being put in, and those are people that you really want to make sure you're surrounding your team around.
Yeah, you want as many of those kinds of players as you possibly can get on your squad. Ringer up. Outside corner, strike three called. 4 strikeouts for Tom. Opens up Riley Haynes.
Dave Thelma just doing a great job. 2 quick outs.
Strike one called to Haynes.
She's definitely settling in and trusting what she can throw with that umpire strike zone.
Balls and then 1 strike. Outside corner called there. Yeah, what are overall some things, Kirk, that you've noticed from Tomba and what she's been dealing so far?
You know, I think just her confidence on the mound. She's coming off aggressively, and she's throwing pitches, you know, without a lot of fear right now. And, you know, if you can do that as a pitcher, I think you really put the offense really at a disadvantage, just your overall presence.
And she keeps it rolling here with yet another strikeout. 5 of the first 6 batters that she has faced have gone down on strikes. Faith Tomba is locked in early on here in Kirkland.
Hospitality of the city of Kirkland and the Kirkland Parks Department.
Looking for our first run of this game as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Follow the amazing kids as they experience their own Little League World Series adventure. Download the Little League World Series app and watch highlights, photos, schedules, and more. Available in the app stores for Apple and Android devices. Modern technology is a wonderful thing. Especially when it works.
Yeah. Can make you look really good, really knowledgeable, and really informed.
Yes, indeed. Sun is breaking out for the first time here today in the Pacific Northwest. Certainly a welcome sight. There it is here at Everest Park.
It's a beautiful day, and even from this treehouse, if you look to the west, you're got an amazing view of the water and boats out on the lake.
Lake Washington. Not far away, across the lake, is the city of Seattle, which has been quite busy. It's already been a great sports year for the city of Seattle, hosting the World Cup. Some of the matches, a lot of the Team USA matches earlier this summer. I understand that the football team, the local football team here did relatively well, the pro football team. The Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
Sports, obviously, a big part of the Pacific Northwest. You're familiar with that.
100%.
You were former head coach of Oregon State.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking literally right across the lake there is the University of Washington, and the softball field there, as many people know, is backdrop is that same lake.
Scrunched in between the lake and the football stadium. One of the more intriguing facilities you're going to see. Well, here's Cheska Palmera. Take the first pitch, just a touch high from Haley Mann. Palmera did damage last year against Foothill Little League, a go-ahead 2-run triple.
Dangerous hitter for sure, for sure.
Just in front of that one, stays fair. Heads up play by Josie Kogel behind the dish. No way.
Full swinging bunt there. Catcher does a nice job of getting out there and making that play.
Kogel was right there on the spot, right from jump.
Keeping that ball fair, I think one of those things is taking advantage of that play, not letting that ball roll foul.
Strike one called to Joey Fab Diaz. Joey Fab's favorite softball player is Cheska Palmera, her teammate. How about that?
That's pretty special when your favorite softball player happens to be a teammate. Nothing better than that.
I imagine that does wonders for team chemistry a bit. No balls, 2 strikes. This one stays fair as well. The bare hand from Mann.
Really nice play. Haley showing there that she's not only a great pitcher, but a great defender. Gets off the mound aggressively in making that play.
PFB, pitcher's fielding position.
Yeah.
Plays like this, I'm sure, put smiles on a lot of people's faces. Jenny Rose Hermogino. That's the first pitch. Balls and 1 strike. Information on Jenny Rose. Heads up. A couple of lasers in that direction towards the west dugout. Count quickly, 0-2.
The speed of these 2 pitchers both throwing, if you make contact, it's going to come off that bat with a lot of velocity. Got to stay on your toes even if you're in the dugouts.
That goes to 1-2. Fouled off again. Bacolod in the Philippines. Population just over 600,000. Last count back in 2024, 6,640 miles from there to here.
It's a little bit of a road trip.
Little bit. A little bit of a haul. But they've made the road trip once again here. And they've gotten terrific support from the Filipino community here in Seattle. That's been fantastic to see. There's a strike 3 call, and it's a pitcher's duel.
It really is.
2 innings so far in this one. Folks settling in here, field number 2, Everest Park, Junior League Softball World Series. We've got a pitcher's duel here at the start. Well, yesterday it was the opening ceremonies. This, of course, is an international event. It's always great to see the parade of champions that are here, not just stateside, but also internationally as well. So look at the squads that are here. Kirk, I know you were able to partake not just in the opening ceremonies, but also the celebrity ball game.
Yeah, following the opening ceremony, there was a celebrity ball softball game with athletes and celebrities from the University of Washington and Washington State University.
That Marcus Trufant I see right there?
Trufant was our team
Coug?
captain. I actually was a member of that Washington State Cats team.
Good to see the Cougs represented. Good to see the Philippines and California represented in this event. West Region Champs versus the Asia Pacific Region Champions is where we begin our day. We're on field number 2. I believe they have gotten underway on field number 1, which is behind us. So for most of this week, and especially while we are in the pool play portion of this event, there's going to be simultaneous action on both fields 1 and fields 2. It's one of the things that makes this event in particular quite unique.
Well, I think we're going to appreciate that tree that we're sitting underneath so we don't get some of those foul balls coming from behind us. Faith Thomas taking the mound here, had an immaculate inning last inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes.
She has struck out 5 of the first 6 batters that she has faced.
You know,
from time to time, we will eavesdrop and take a look and see what's happening on field number 1, which is behind us. They got the Europe Africa Region Champions from Czechia versus the Southeast Region Champs from North Carolina. That's what's happening behind us. Sam Gore and Kenzie Fowler have covered over on that side. So check them out too. Val Shaw, the batter. Shaw takes strike 1.
Shaw's a special hitter that has a lot of tools. She has the speed, slapper, can hit for power as well. She's got those long levers.
Justin Haynes says that she has numerous plate approaches. Oh, she's been approaching things like she's trying to slap at it early. She's running bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The defense is definitely respecting her speed. Those corners are crashing hard, trying to protect for anything she does in the short game.
Popped up, going back from second. Making a catch on the dirt. Angel Chua who makes the grab, 1 away.
Next up for the West, the right field, that's number 10, Sam Wellington.
Sam Wellington, the batter for California coming up. There's the defense. Its alignment currently, as of right now, they haven't had a whole lot to do so far with the strikeouts that Tom has been able to rack up. Big cut, swing and a miss from Wellington, strike 1.
Sam Wellington's a great athlete and playing multiple sports, volleyball, basketball player as well.
You always need to see the multiple sports that a lot of these young ladies compete in.
Absolutely, it's really important. Developing all of their skill sets.
Popped up again, ranging over Matterong from short. Goes a long way to get it. She does.
Does a great job, I think, in really helping out the second baseman who's dealing with a little bit more of the sun.
The sun is a factor now. It wasn't about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, the great thing about that Northwest is that you're probably going to get a little bit of rain every day, but you're probably going to, in the summer, you're probably going to see the sun every day too.
And I think it's supposed to remain dry for the remainder of the week. Wesley Berry in the 9 spots. Looks at strike 1. Tomba has dealt first big strikes to every batter that she has faced. Pretty skies here. As the skies continue to clear out a bit. The rain that we had earlier this morning. Nothing in 1. With movement, Berry doesn't connect, nothing in 2.
Tomba just continues to just attack right at the hitters. Bringing the strikes, putting the pressure on the offense to put the ball in play.
That doesn't seem to be changing speeds as dramatically, perhaps, as Haley Mann is for the West Region Champs, but still, Tomba's been super effective all the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think you need to throw a lot of changeups or off speed as long as you're mowing down hitters and coming right at them. So I think until they show an ability to put the ball in play a little bit more, I think she's going to keep coming right at them. She's got great mechanics. I think she uses her levers really well, drives off the mound. It's kind of a pitcher that you want to play behind because you never kind of get lulled into a lot of balls and a lot of slow tempo.
Off the fist, fouled off. Count stays at 0-2.
One of Barry's strengths is her speed, and if she can put the ball into play, I think she can put a lot of pressure on this defense, but she needs to put the ball in play.
It's not been a common occurrence to this point in the game. In the air to right. Sirocco makes the catch on the run, and that is out. Number 3. 9 up, 9 down. Dave Tomba in control. Bottom third coming up. Just one base runner so far overall in this game as we move to the bottom of the third. Philippines will try to change that here in this frame. Find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. Always like shouting out the Little League social media team as they do terrific work. Meanwhile, Canada already here. On-field Little League from Repentigny, Quebec. Allez, allez! They'll be in action. It's our second game here on this field. They'll be squaring off against the East Region champs from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. See Canada in the building once again.
One of the great things about this event, I think, is just, the atmosphere that gets created, and the players are here watching games. They're getting ready to play games. The fans are enjoying it, having a hot dog. It's just a fun environment, great atmosphere.
Do we get hot dogs here too? We get the hook up between games. They take good care of us here. Haley Mann, by and large, has taken care of the Philippines. Just a single by Charisse Barilita in the first inning, but that's been it.
She's done a great job changing speeds, but keeping the offense at bay.
Chantal Antira sends one to left off the heel of Haynes' glove. Gave it a good effort. Couldn't quite pull it in.
And there we open up with a hit. Left fielder makes a great attempt on diving the ball. I think ball died on her a little bit and made a great attempt, but this is going to be a little bit of a different inning here with the leadoff runner on.
As you see the replay, Haynes had a bit of a ways to go, not a lot of time to get there, and almost did. Dropping down the bunt, Angel Chua. Rolls for ball one, or check that, strike one. Angel's favorite celebrity is Taylor Swift. She do anything of note this summer?
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch and read through all of these bios and these athletes, their favorites, their celebrities, the people that they like.
Throws one again, doesn't go for it. California defense ready for it. Corner infield is crashing.
Really important for Angel here to have a productive at bat.
Did that hit her? It did. So that's one way to get it done.
It will work. It will work. It's not usually the way that you want to get it done, but if that's going to move the runner to second base and get her in scoring position, you'll take it. Likely to see here a bump put down here and advancing these runners, moving them to scoring position.
That kind of caught her on the shin. 10th batter in the order. As the Philippines rolls out all 14. You can have 14 on your roster. Philippines takes full advantage of that. Hasilan drops down the bunt. It goes foul. Balls and 2 strikes to Janine.
The defense is definitely giving her the opportunity to bunt here. The third baseman is in, Kenyon's in, but first base is back. So they're going to rely on the pitcher and third baseman to field a bunt.
Count goes to 1 and 2. 2 runners on. Here at second, Chua at first. Big strikeout for Man. 1 away.
Haley doing a great job there, obviously keeping her nerve and getting a key out for her team right there. Changes the dynamic now, potentially double play, but also keep both runners at first and second.
Jamaica Bernadette Sirocco. Her nickname is Jammin'. I like that.
Coaches say that she's small but mighty.
Back to Man. And the play is over the first. 2 away, but everybody else moves up 60 feet.
There's a lot of ways to score from third base, so even though they've sacrificed an out there, I think advancing those runners into scoring position is key, and opportunity now here off scoring an error, pass ball. Puts a little more pressure on the defense.
Ellen Passion, the batter. Strike 1 call.
Man doing a great job, obviously attacking right at the strike zone. Doesn't want the hitter to get into a position of feeling confident.
To right field. Calling for it and making the catch. Sam Wellington handles it and retires the side. Philippines with runners in scoring position. Neither of them come across, and we remain scoreless after 3. pitchers duel through 3, and Faith Tamba certainly holding up her end of the bargain for the Philippines.
She's absolutely dealing it right now. It's really impressive to see. She's thrown 34 pitches total, only 3 balls in the 3 innings. Last inning, 10 pitches and only threw 1 ball. Had an immaculate inning in the 2nd inning, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Just really impressive.
Struck out 5 of the first 6 batters that she faced, induced 3 pop-ups in the previous frame, and she has been in control in the early portion of this game, but we've still got a lot of ball still left to go as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Opening game of the 2026 Junior League Softball World Series, and yes, indeed, everyone does watch women's softball. And we're glad you're watching here with us, Troy Clarity and the coach, Kurt Walker.
Exciting to be here. This is a beautiful day out here and an incredible event, and I'm certainly honored and pleased to be out here and enjoying hanging out with you up here in the treehouse.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We'll be here for much of the remainder of the week, just getting going, as we are in pool play for the next few days. Then we get to knockout stage, and at the end of it all, we crown a champion. 10, 11, 12 batters due up for California here, beginning with Josie Kogel. Kogel tags this one to left, and that's a base hit. First base runner of the game for the West Region champs.
That's exciting for the West team, obviously, to get this going. The first batter of the inning, opening up with a base hit. Getting her into scoring position would be key here, obviously, with the top of the order coming up here shortly.
Josie hit her first ever home run in the district championship game earlier this year. Good time for it.
That was her highlight of the year that she had listed.
Gracie Wilson shows bunt. More on Gracie, who likes watching lacrosse. That is a fun sport to watch. And 0-1 to Wilson. Down the first base line, tags the runner there, and no play at second.
Gracie does a nice job there of getting that bunt down, advancing that runner. It's a really important opportunity here to get the way Tom is throwing is to get a runner in scoring position.
Yep. Chances to get runners in scoring position might be few and far between. Another look at the fine play by Behar. She was on that right from the start. There's Emma Saley.
Defense is doing a great job of crashing in on Emma here. It'll be interesting to see if they change it up and try and get the ball in play. She's a speedy runner, so if she puts that ball in play again, she'll cause a lot of havoc with her defense.
Kogel at second. Emma Saley, a fan of UCLA softball. Former Bruin great Megan Grant. Do either of those things sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I have a little bit of experience with both of those items.
Kurt, former longtime assistant coach for UCLA. One of the gold standards, if not the gold standards, for softball programs on the collegiate level.
Really loved my time there. I did 2 stints there. Obviously, I was an undergrad there and hired as a full-time assistant when I graduated. So I was there for 11 years, 6 national titles. So I was pretty fortunate. I don't think I knew what I was experiencing in the grand scheme of things. And then obviously finishing my career there, moving back to UCLA for the last 13 years was amazing, and another national title, and getting a chance to coach amazing athletes like Megan Grant. So it's been incredible.
Megan Grant, Rachel Garcia, and Brady. I mean, the list just goes on and on. You have the GOAT, Lisa Fernandez, also on staff there as well. Man, that's about as good as it gets, man.
It's it's a pretty amazing opportunity. I'm certainly blessed to have spent that time there and with those coaches and with those great athletes, and just around a lot of great softball for 42 years.
Back to action with the 1-2. That's a drop. Third strike, throw to second. It's off the mark, but Saley is down on strikes.
Threat is still there here, bringing up the top of the order. Kate Baird is an elite hitter here, and they're hype girl, and I'm sure they're looking for her to come up second time through the lineup here. She's seeing Faith, see if she can put the ball in play and bring that run across the plate.
Struck out on 3 pitches. Back to the top of the California order here. Thinks about it, doesn't quite go for it. Strike one call.
It's a great pitch on the outside. I think Faith does a great job again of attacking that strike zone and not giving the hitter a good pitch to hit, but getting ahead in the count.
By my count, 13 batters faced for Tamba, 13 first pitch strikes. Slap to the left field line, base hit. Kogel coming around and in with the run. California strikes first, and Foothill is fired up.
Great piece of hitting right there. Obviously, she turns on an inside pitch. Probably the hardest contact of the game so far, and obviously the key time. Kogel does a great job of scoring from second base, and no way was he going to be holding her at third base.
Another look here from behind the plate. Great swing, and Kogel going all the way around.
You know, the key thing there, getting that leadoff runner on to start that inning is really key. You know, getting to the top of the order with a runner on base. Faith's done an amazing job and really been mowing down hitters, but second time through the lineup,
yep.
These hitters need to make an adjustment, and clearly Kate did there.
Well, it's where the chess game continues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything changes, everything shifts. You know, batter to batter, pitch to pitch, really.
And they're not out of this yet. Obviously, another big hitter up, runner on second base.
Songler looks at ball 1.
You know, the one thing that the hitters want to take note of is how they're being pitched and how the hitters ahead of them are being pitched. Taking advantage of any information you can get from those previous at-bats. Even if they were entered in strikeouts or failures, you're learning something.
Tries to go up and get that one, doesn't connect, 1-1.
Briesonger with a big swing there. This is an athlete that they love to have up in key moments here.
I think this counts as a key moment. Something tells me. Look inside the Foothill Little League dugout. That's low, 2-1.
One of her highlights of the year was a diving catch in regionals down in Tucson, but I think if she were to come up with a hit here, that might turn into her newest highlight.
Yep. Only the second 2-ball count for Tamba. Has not had a 3-ball count so far. This is her 14th batter faced. The 2-1. Rise ball again, 2-2.
You know, Faith's doing a great job. I think, you know, it's tough to manage the pressure of having runners on, but getting to a 2-2 count here is really important. She's got a big hitter on deck, so she wants this hitter here, but doesn't want to make a mistake.
Line to short. That retires the side. California strikes first. Kate Brard gets it done, putting Foothill Little League on the board with the first run of the game. Josie Kogel safe at home, and it's 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
End of your field tour.
West Region champs lead the Asia Pacific champs 1-0, bottom of the fourth. And that is Broccoli Guy in the building. I'm told that is not a Seattle sports event unless he is in your building.
Well, I think he's made some international appeal as well, being here. But he got connected to Mississippi State softball, I believe, in the College World Series.
Okay.
I think when they were down at the Oregon Regional and followed them to Supers, and then I think ended up being out there at the College World Series.
It's funny, you look at all the questionnaires from the players, you see their favorite foods. I don't think broccoli is one of them. Maybe this is an attempt to get that changed around. As we take a look at what's happening on field one behind us, North Carolina versus Czechia. That is a Pool A matchup. Czechia back in the mix after Italy was representing the Europe-Africa region champs. And there is a home run by North Carolina adding on to its lead. And now they're ahead 11-0. So young ladies from Mallard Creek Little League out of Charlotte. Full command there.
Well, we've talked about Tamba, but Mann has been doing a great job here as well. She thrown 41 total pitches, 29 strikes. And what's been really impressive is their use of the off-speed. It's an important inning here if she can come back out and cut this offense down.
Foul territory, and got it.
Great catch.
And hung on after colliding with the fence. Well done, Sam Wellington.
It's a really, really difficult catch. Obviously, you know you're getting close to the fence. You've got to keep your focus on the ball. She does a great job of securing that ball and then taking the impact. It's really impressive.
Had it the whole way. Piece of cake.
She'll take that collision any day to take the out.
She's fired up, too. Bottom of the order is Michaela Joyce Agon. She's the 14th batter for the Philippines. She can speak English and a little bit of Thai as well.
Very impressive.
I can barely speak English. That's hit or miss at times. Race foul. Again, it is Little League, continuous batting order. They instituted that a few years ago. So if you've got 12 players on your roster, batting order goes 1 through 12. You've got all 14, and it goes 1 through 14. 2-2. Haley Mann, who's working with the lead now. Inside corner, ringer up.
Great job by Mann right there, just attacking the strike zone. Seeing the indecisiveness there of Michaela and just attacking the zone. It's a great pitch on the inside. Brings up the top of the order here with 2 outs, but nobody on base, which is a good thing. A little different than the last half inning.
Fifth strikeout by Mann. Bahar fouls off the first pitch that she sees. She struck out looking back in the first inning.
I don't know that she even swung the bat in that first inning, so as she comes out here and swinging right away. She's seen a lot of pitches.
Reaches out, taps this one, rolls it to second, and hang it in there and get it to first in time for the out. And a sailing persistence in the field. It pays off. California preserves a 1-0 lead at the end of 4. A 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning. How did that one run come about? Well, let's show you. It happened in the 4th inning for California, led off by a single by Josie Kogel. At that point, the hardest hit ball of the game. A nice little sac bump by Gracie Wilson moves Kogel over to second, and then Kate Brown strikes with the RBI double.
The best hit ball of the game, for sure. She drives that ball down the line, and third base coach said, "You're going." He was sending her before that ball was even bobbled in left field.
And it paid off, and it is the first run, and it is the only run of the game to this point. Pitchers have dictated the terms of this game by and large to this point. And Kirk, you and I were talking during the previous break, but with that run and with how things went in that previous frame for the Philippines, as they went pretty quietly, and a nice catch in the field in foul territory, the complexion of this game, the mood of this game, maybe has changed just a little bit than how it might have looked the first 3 innings.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Tomba's been doing a great job and really been dominant, incredibly dominant. And I think the West getting on the scoreboard definitely changed things, and Min's done a great job on her side managing the other offense. And I think, you know, having 14 hitters in their lineup means the top of the order doesn't get up quite as quick.
Yep. It kind of affects that dynamic a bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think the key, though, obviously Kogel getting on base, leading off that inning was key in the bottom of the order, and then getting to the top of the order and letting your hitters do what hitters do.
Kylie Kenyon.
Big home run hitter. One of the younger athletes, but definitely not necessarily one of the weaker athletes, you would say. She's strong, she's powerful, multi-sport athlete as well. Plays basketball.
She must be a softball coach.
She does.
Any tips for her, Kirk?
You know, I think she's doing all the right things right now, and she's a great leader for her team, and Sheridan Hawkins is her role models, which is really pretty cool. An athlete from her local area there in Northern California.
Outside 2-1. Palo, Cedro, California is in Northern California, about 160 miles north of Sacramento. So up that way. Population just under 3,000 at last official count.
One of her highlights was back-to-back home runs for her 2 at-bats.
Straight up, could be playable.
It's a tough play.
3 converge, none make the catch. Kenyon safe at first.
Kenyon's power came into play there not because she hit it far, but because she hit it high. Those pop-ups are challenging, and I think for the catcher going out to make that play is really tough. I think the third baseman or pitcher probably really needs to take that play away from the catcher.
Wind is also starting to kick up here just a bit too. That might have had something to do with it as well. Of course, communication might be a bigger part of the issue there for Philippines.
I think the catcher called it, but it was a ball that should have been called, I think, by the third baseman or the pitcher.
Kenyon safe, and Haley Mann at the plate.
So leading off with another single here. Another runner on base.
Swing and a miss, 4 balls and 2 strikes.
Haley Mann would love to help herself out here and move that runner in scoring position, drive the ball somewhere. Outfield has given her a little bit of respect, a little bit deeper. Certainly they want to cut off the ball and keep it from going in the gap, because the ball in the gap could lead to a run here.
They gave Palmera, the catcher, an error on that play, by the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And down on strike. So Tomba with 7 Ks on the day. And with Olivia Rowland.
It's a big out for Tomba there. I think big hitter, but obviously with a runner on base, keeping her at first base. Olivia's coming out swinging here. again, their second time through the lineup. They've seen Tamba. They know that she's coming right at the strike zone. I think them coming out swinging more aggressive has definitely been paying off in this second time through the lineup.
Yeah. Not necessarily sitting on their heels, waiting for Tamba to dictate terms.
You know, Tamba's throwing a lot of strikes, and if you're on the opposing dugout and you know that she's throwing a lot of strikes, you're coming out and swinging a lot, because no reason to be taking pitches when your pitcher's throwing a high percentage of strikes.
No balls and 1 strike. Fouled off.
I'm not sure if Tamba uses a lot of off-speed pitches, but this is where the off-speed could potentially come into play, because obviously they've got her timed down pretty well and they're coming out swinging. So she is going to need to disrupt these hitters a little bit, especially this second time through the lineup.
Adjustments in the circle, just at the plate. The 0-2. Ranging over and making the catch in foul ground. Behar is there, 2 away.
A couple of unproductive at-bats there, unfortunately, but they got a leadoff runner on and didn't get a chance to move her here.
Brings up Riley Haynes. Struck out to end the second. Skips off of Chuck Chua's glove.
Aggressive running there.
And over to the third. Safe there.
Kenyon did a great job, amazing base running, never hesitated. It was really impressive. May not be one of the fastest runners out there, but man, she was aggressively running and knew that she wanted to take third base.
Well, Angel Chua had a chance. It was lined right to her, but it may have just veered off the heel of her glove at the last instant. Kenyon was not going to stop until she got to third.
Love seeing that.
Brings up Val Shaw. Slaps it this one towards the left. And catch made out that way by Joey Feb Diaz. So California gets a run in the third, but it's left and stranded there. I need to put a pin in that sequence. Still 1-0. California had a chance to extend its lead, but couldn't quite get it done. But they're still ahead 1-0 over the Philippines heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. One of the really fantastic parts of the event that is the Junior League Softball World Series is the Challenger game. It took place yesterday, and a lot of youngsters who get a chance to pick up a bat and just have fun and just be a part of what this event is truly all about, and all the players, they get well involved. into things as well. It's just really part and parcel of what makes the Junior League Softball World Series and Little League on the whole super, super special. Everybody can play.
Yeah, you know, yesterday's events were really fun. I got a chance to see some of it, and just to see the players out there in their uniforms and doing cheers at the Challengers thing or doing cheers with the celebrity game, and it's really fun to see the sportsmanship and this excitement about the event.
Back to action here as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Audrey Colleen Maturin struck out in the first. She is number 2 batter in the Philippines order. Haley Mann's been steady. 5 strikeouts so far today.
She's done a great job. I think, you know, she's managed their offense. I think she's changed speeds quite effectively, and you know, having that one run, I think, can give her a lot of momentum.
In the air, snow cone grab. Man, what a grab.
It's a great first out. I think, again, showing that she can field her position and take care of it on defense as well.
That hung just enough for her to make the snow cone catch. Not sure if the snow cone is a good idea right now. It's starting to get downright chilly with the wind kicking up.
A little cloud cover and a little bit of breeze, but
what month is this?
but we're still here and we're still playing. We're
That's
loving
right.
it.
We're still having fun. Hope you are as well. Sherry Sparlita singled in the first. This is the first of 2 games to be played today on the Philippines. Sparlita smacks that one, base hit once again.
Left fielder's playing really deep on her. Obviously, she's respecting her power, and she turns on a ball and drops it in front of her.
Carbon copy of how she got on base in the first.
Yeah.
Sparlita, 2 for 2.
Arlita's a great athlete. Many of her teammates, when asked, think she could be a future president. She's a vocal and witty teammate.
Faith Tamba outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Tamba grounded short to end the first. Goes opposite way here, bounces and rolls. Barlita heading to third. And Tamba is in with a double.
Tamba helping herself out here, drives that ball to right field, does a great job. Right fielder misplays that, unfortunately, for the West team, and allows both runners to advance to second and third. They've got something going here, and a key part of their lineup.
Tamba going opposite field, dropping that down. Barlita not stopping, finally holding up at third.
They're pretty fortunate that Barlita was having to hold to see if the ball was going to be caught, so she only got to third. Had she'd been going more aggressive or been able to go farther off, she would have been probably scoring on that play.
Well, here's Cheska Palmero, who hit the go-ahead 2-run triple against Foothill Little League last year. History potentially repeat itself here.
Yeah, power hitter, yet you're seeing potential bunt here, and that's interesting, and I think the infield is in tight and the outfield's deep. There's a lot of open space out there.
The bunt right to first base, the
Double
throw
play.
back to third, got her! The 3-5 double play. How about that?
Key defense. It's an amazing play.
And just when the Philippines appeared to be on its way to perhaps getting its first run of the game, this happens.
Just a poor decision on the runner on third to take off, and I think, you know, that's the challenge with trying to put a punt down with a situation like that. Defense comes up big.
$100 at the stake here. All right, the winning ticket
Here on field 2, Everest Park, Kirk, Washington, California with a 1-0 lead over the Philippines. This is a Pool B matchup, as we have 10 teams here in Kirkland. The 10 teams are split into 2 different pools. As mentioned, Pool B, Canada, Pennsylvania, and Texas are the other 3 teams here in this pool. Michigan, Czechia, Puerto Rico, North Carolina, and Washington, the 5 teams over in Pool A. It's really neat that you get simultaneous action.
Yeah.
We're on field 2 right now. Back behind us is field number 1, where that is currently the score. North Carolina, the Southeast Region champs. Looks like they are in full control over Czechia right now.
Quite the different story on the 2 different fields here.
Yeah.
One really driven by the offense over there, and this really being primarily a pitcher's duel on this side.
Well,
and, it's exciting.
And the game over certainly that last inning of missed opportunities. California had a chance to get 1, possibly 2 more runs on the board, and the Philippines with the chance going by the wayside with the inning-ending double play. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, they had 2 hits. Philippines had 2 hits there, and a defensive miscue, and then came around with a big double play on the bunt. And double play at third base. It's really interesting and too bad for the Philippines.
Top of the 6th as we begin here. Sam Wellington leading off. Swing and a miss there, 0-1. Wellington popped up to short in the 3rd in the previous plate appearance.
Late in the game here, so it's obviously a great opportunity here for the West to try and get another run on the board.
Foul back, 0-2. Tomba retired the first 9 batters that she faced. Then gave up the 1 run. The RBI double by Kate Bard in the 4th. We got a couple on in the 5th. The 0-2.
Good swing. Wellington has shown bunt a couple times, but she's got a great swing. I think, again, knowing that Tom is throwing a lot of strikes and not throwing a lot of off speed, it's a great chance for her to hear 2-strike hitter to track the ball deep and drive it to right field.
Well, you kind of saw the thought process there. As if that ball had stayed fair, that's probably where it would have headed.
One of the key adjustments, I think, when you're facing a pitcher like Tomba, who's dealing, right? She's throwing a lot of strikes, is to figure out how you can take advantage of what she's doing and hopefully get some kind of an advantage on the offensive side. Certainly trying to drive the ball opposite field is going to be a great idea.
Appeal to first base umpire. Held up.
Doesn't go.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Sam Wellington, who says she looks up to her brother Ethan, who taught her how to change a tire and helps her with her math homework.
It's a really cute story that she shared about that. It was really neat to see that appreciation for older brother on life skills and
swing and a miss, strike 3.
Palo does a nice job staying really consistent and just being really tenacious, not allowing Wellington to get another bat on the ball.
Yeah, especially after a couple of good swings by Wellington. So Tomba's day, her 8 Ks.
That's a sign of a great pitcher. Obviously, she's not afraid of those foul balls, and she makes a small adjustment and keeps the ball low.
Keeps it low here, but misses to Wesley Berry to start off this at bat. Berry flew out to right to end the 3rd.
Nice pitch.
of the funky movement on that one, it appeared. Tamba can twirl.
She's doing a great job spinning the ball.
1 and 2.
Great pitch. Gets that hitter to chase. Again, when you're a pitcher like Tamba, who's been throwing a lot of strikes, you can strategically throw those pitches out of the zone and get your hitters to chase because they've been assuming you're going to get a lot of strikes. So definitely use that to her advantage. Spin the ball.
And she's been getting that pitch called regularity as well.
Yeah. That high and away pitch, absolutely.
Stays alive here, 1 and 2.
You know, and that is one of the things that Tampa's been doing a good job. I think she's been using the top of the zone, and then she's also done a really good job of throwing some of those lower pitches. Changed the plane of the pitch. Even though she hasn't changed a lot of speed, she's done a really good job of moving the ball around the strike zone.
For the first, gets the out there. 2 away. Strikeout number 9.
Pitcher does a good job of keeping her composure and making that play. I think the first baseman does a really nice job, actually, of avoiding the runner and going up to get that throw.
Now, Bahar's had a couple of nifty plays at first.
She's quite the athlete over there.
Josie Kogel's leadoff single in the 4th.
The lone run of the game came right here with Josie. She would love to get on base again and keep passing the bat at this point. Even with 2 outs, every at bat is key to get closer to that top of the order. So if she can get on base and pass the bat, gives them one more chance to get to the top of the order.
How's that for a fave food? Venison. See that too often. Line to third. Hangs in there. The throw just a bit off the mark.
Third baseman does a great job of knocking that ball down. Rushed her throw a little bit and pulled Behar off the base.
Let's take another look at it here. Look at it quickly. Ooh, that's...
I don't know. They might have I think Behar does a really nice job of staying in contact with that base as long as she could.
Keep the foot on the bag.
She may have been on the orange bag, and that might have been the problem.
Ciao. Fouled off by Gracie Wilson. Meanwhile, Kogel on board, on base once again.
Kind of surprised they didn't challenge that. I think, you know, the teams have the ability to make challenges until they lose 2 challenges. Late in the game here, I think that would have been worth a challenge.
Now let's take another look here at first and show you what we have here. And it might be a bit too close to discern, a bit too difficult to discern, especially exactly where her toe is on the bag and the ball is in her glove. That being said, someone surprised that there was no challenge, given the score, given where we are in the game.
Yeah, a challenge obviously has to have undisputable evidence to change the on-field call.
Again, the situation being what they are right now. Take a crack at it. They did charge Barlita with an error.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball. It actually hit incredibly hard. I think she did a nice job of controlling it. Obviously, rushed her throw a little bit, unfortunately.
Everything went well except for the throw.
Yeah.
The 0-2. In the air to center. Coming up and making the catch on the run, and Tira makes the grab.
Tira does a nice
Still
job.
sitting at 1-0. Middle of the 6th inning here. Opening game of the Junior League Softball World Series, California with a 1-0 lead over the Philippines. And Kurt, look, people talk about pitching and hitting, but if you can play good defense, as California has so far today, that'll certainly put you in position to win ball games too. Defense
wins championships, and I will tell you, pitching is part of that, but you got to make those plays because the pitcher's not going to make all the outs. And it's really amazing when you're a pitcher and you have a defense make a play like that catch or that double play. It just fuels you up to go out and keep delivering those strikes and getting hitters out. So
yeah, that crucial double play you just saw ended the 5th inning, in which the Philippines had runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. They had a golden chance to, at the very least, tie this game.
Huge momentum change right there. And I think, as I said, the defense has been spectacular from the West, and I know that their pitcher, Haley Mann, certainly appreciates when the defense comes up. She's helped herself out as well, actually. She's made a couple of really nice plays, a couple of catches and a couple of bunts. And, they had one defensive miscue, I think, in right field, and it didn't hurt them. And thankfully, they're sitting here still with a 1-run lead for them.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, tightly contested between California and the Philippines. Bacolod City Little League beat Foothill Little League last year. That was 8-3 final. So Foothill looking to turn the tables here. Bacolod striking back quickly. That one is smacked right back up the middle. A hard hit by Joey Feb-Diaz.
Yeah, absolutely. Well hit ball. This is an athlete that, she's one of the youngest on the team. Brainy and optimistic is what coaches call her. Witty and has a lot of strength for her size.
I think we heard that strength on that hit there. Pitch high and outside to Jenny Rose Imagino. Jenny Rose struck out looking to end the 2nd. The bunt. No one there at first just yet, but able to cover and make the play. Saley is able to get there in time.
Saley got a late jump, get over there in time. First baseman does a great job of getting in, making a play, and Saley gets her over there in time. Obviously, big out, but have moved the runner into scoring position now with 1 out.
Chantal Antira. Pitch high, Antira single to lead off the 3rd. Hard hit to Saley. Goes to first with it. 2 away.
Well played ball. That's a well hit ball up the middle, and Saley keeps her composure and keeps the ball in front of her. She actually looked up at the runner that was taken off to third base, and I think she thought about going there, but not a bad idea to make a sure out there and get that 2nd out. Really nice glove.
Make the sure play. 2 outs. Angel Chua is the batter. Angel was hit by a pitch. Philippines had runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out in the 3rd, could not score. Another hidden sequence in this game right now. But that one is hit into left field for a base hit, and we are tied.
Huge hit there for Angel. Ties this game up. It's a brand new ball game. Bottom of the 6th.
Boy, and a couple of solid smackers by the Philippines. One by Diaz, this one by Chua.
And this 2nd time through the lineup, we've definitely seen that the Philippines have put the bat on ball a little bit more consistently and hit the ball solidly. We haven't seen quite as many off speeds out of man, and I'm interested to see here if they're going to adjust anything at all.
Meanwhile, Diaz was off and running as soon as that ball just smoked past Kenyon. That's a foul ball. Janine Pasalan. Chua heading back over to first. Tipped, nothing in 2. Pass on, struck out in the third. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch.
Runner takes off.
Throw to second. Not in time.
Angel does a great job, great jump, really good speed, and a great slide. Head first slide into second.
So the go-ahead run, now it's second. Philippines trying to continue a 2-out rally here.
And this is critical here. Obviously, that's potentially the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yep.
A little added pressure here in the circle with trying to get the hitter out.
2-2.
And with the speed of Chua at second base, anything hit in play, she's probably going to be going.
On the ground, couple of hops to short. That's out number 3.
New ball game.
Yes, indeed. Run number 1 comes across for the Philippines. And we are tied at 1 apiece. 7th inning, straight ahead on ESPN+. We have a tie ball game heading to the top of the 7th inning. International matchup between the West Region champs from Foothill Little League, Palo, Cedro, California, and Bacolod City Little League out of the Philippines. Foothill Little League went through the West Region in Tucson, won all 4 of its games. They beat the hosts, Thornydale Little League, down in Tucson twice. The first time 15-4, and the second time 12-3 to punch their ticket here to Kirkland, Washington. So this is a team that has played quite well, gained momentum, and earned its way here to Kirkland, but now facing a tight ball game here. It's not a tight ball game behind us on field 1 as you look to the left of your screen, a simultaneous look. And good news for Czechia is that they've got a couple runs on the board. Not so good news is that the Southeast Region champs from Charlotte, North Carolina have a lot more on the board right now, so they ain't quite steep for Czechia.
Tale of 2 fields here. It's a big inning for Bacolod City.
Yes.
Came up with some big hits to tie this ball game. It's you know, this is why you come to play, right? You want to be in the heat of it, and right now we got a tie ball game in the top of the 7th. Both teams want this game.
Top of the 7th, bottom of the order. Number 12, the order for California and Asaley. Struck out looking in the 4th.
The West would love to see Saley get on base from leading into the top of the order.
No balls and 1 strike from Tomba, who has 9 strikeouts today. She's ahead in the count, 0-2. I'm still flabbergasted by how Tomba began this game. First 3 innings, 34 pitches, 31 strikes. The 0-2. High and tight. 1-2.
Those first 3 innings were pretty dominant. Obviously, West put a little bit more offense together and has put the bat on the ball a little bit more, but she still continued to maintain and manage.
Been super steady throughout. Of course, the work nowhere near done. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First of 2 games that the Philippines will play today. They'll take on the Southwest Region champs from Shiner, Texas, later on this afternoon. Count stays at 2-2. Busy day, of course, for all of us here. We've got Canada and Pennsylvania will be our second game on field number 2. Quebec versus Johnstown, PA.
A lot of great softball today.
Yep. All week. Fouled off, 2-2.
Saley's doing a good job of battling here. Obviously, wants to extend her bat and give her a chance to either potentially pull out a walk or come up with a hit. She's the number 12 hitter. Normally you'd say the number 9 hitter, but she's the number 12 hitter. They hit continuous lineup. Everyone in their roster hits. Oh.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is number 10 for Tomba.
Big out for Tomba. Now she goes into facing the top of the order, but she's got 1 out.
Tomba just twirled that one. They had gotten a little bit of a frame there by Palmera too, but well handled on both ends. Back to the top of the order we go. Kate Bard's been busy. That's her RBI double, giving California its lone run of the game so far. No balls and 1 strike. It's low and outside as well. 1-1. Reminder that in junior league softball, there are no pitching restrictions. Little league, you can throw a maximum of 12 innings per day or 12 per game. And that also holds for the 9 through 11-year-olds and the 8 through 10-year-olds as well. But juniors and senior leagues, no pitching restrictions. So you can throw as many pitches as you need to. We might see Tomba again in the circle when they play later on today.
Very likely. She's doing a great job here, and I think continuing to paint that outside corner of the plate.
Well handled at second. 2 away. Philippines brought its gloves.
There's some pretty spectacular defense happening on both sides.
Yes.
Great pitching.
Yes.
They both have come up with some clutch hitting as well. And that's why we're sitting here tied, 1-1.
Bree Songer will try to change that. She goes after that and fouls it off. Songer 0 for 2 with a pop out and a line out. California's next game will be tomorrow. They will face the East Region champions from Pennsylvania. Smack to left. Base hit. And Bree is aboard.
Well hit ball down the line. Brings up their home run hitter. I'm sure Kenyon would love to keep this inning going here and even put him up 2 runs if she could put it over the fence after that ball whizzed past her last inning. She's a competitor, one of their younger athletes, but yet one of their strongest athletes.
There she is. Runner at first, 2 out. Tie game, top 7. Kenyon struck out in the first, reached on an error in the 5th. 4 balls and 1 strike.
Great first pitch there by Tomba.
Crowd's getting a bit more into it. They've been into it all throughout the course of this game, but the volume has been raised as the game has gone along.
Well, we're sitting 1-1 in the 7th, so I think it's every pitch is riding a little bit more importance.
Two and 1.
And Tomba's not going to fool around. She doesn't want to make a mistake over the plate. Obviously, she doesn't want to advance that runner into scoring position, but with a walk here. But she also doesn't want to make a mistake over the plate because it could be a 2-run mistake.
Fouled off. 2 and 2. Songer, the runner at first. Kenyon at the plate. 2-2 pitch.
Oh!
In the air. Right field. Back
And there she
and
is.
out of here!
That's what she does. That's what they love about her.
Kylie Kenyon connects.
Coach Chuck Mann calls her straight up beast mode, and that's a beast mode right there. Huge, huge home run.
And Kurt, you knew it as soon as the ball left the bat.
She has great power out there. Tombo just went out to the outside just one too many times, left it a little bit too much middle high. And she got all of that.
Teammates waiting for her at home plate, and the celebration is on. As Kenyon almost smacked that one to the pickleball courts on the opposite side of the trees.
I don't even know there's pickleball courts over there.
Evers Park is pretty expansive. Take a walk around between
I will.
games. Playable. Tomba calls everyone off and hangs on to make the catch for the 3rd out. But it's Kylie Kenyon's 2-run shot that right now is the difference. Philippines down to their final 3 batters. Evenly played in the first 6 innings, but a 2-run shot by that young lady, Kylie Kenyon, in the top of the 7th is the difference as of right now. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up in just a moment, but it's Kenyon who comes up huge.
Right off that bat, huge hit to the opposite right center field. Just a big hit in a big moment. Beast mode.
Beast mode, indeed. They like beast mode here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm told. But now California, which went 0-4 in pool play last year. This Foothill Little League team was here in Kirkland in 2025, did not get a win, did not advance to the knockout stage last year. But now 3 outs away from getting a win.
Well, they've added Kenyon to that lineup and this roster, and she's one of the young ones, but they've certainly brought in somebody with a lot of power.
The 11, 12, and 13 batters due up for the Philippines here, beginning with Sirocco.
Important here that man go right at these first hitters, obviously. Avoid getting to the top of the order.
1 ball, no strikes. As this one's spinning, and that goes a
ball.
long way. Bounces and rolls to the wall. Sirocco flying in to second. And the Philippines off to a huge start.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming out swinging. Probably the hardest hit ball from the Philippines.
And I'm surprised that the ball actually went this far. It just seemed to keep carrying and carrying down the left field line.
Really well hit ball there by Sirocco.
Sirocco is jamming. Meanwhile, we're going to have a change in the circle, with Haley Mann going 6+, and Kylie Kenyon to try to close it out. It's a 3-1 ball game because of Kylie Kenyon's 2-run home run. Now Kylie will try to keep California there. She is headed to the circle, bottom of the 7th inning. No outs. Philippines with a leadoff double from Sirocco. Kenyon starts Azion off with a strike. Here's a fly ball, stay in the park. Comes down to Wellington. Throw from right. And safely, Sirocco dives in.
Oh!
But did she stray off of third? She may have. And California with the heads-up play.
It's definitely worth an appeal there, but heads-up play by Haley Mann, who's just moved to third base.
Lisby Gialandoni out to see what she can find out from the third base umpire. Let's take a look and show you what we have here. As Mann hangs on to it, applies the tag, and is called out there. Well, that was very, very close.
I'm surprised they're not appealing again. Once again, got nothing to lose at this point in time.
So just like that, There are 2 outs. And so let's show you what happened here again with the tag. This Sirocco.
She asked for time, but if she wasn't granted time, she's out.
Wow. And now the Philippines down to its last strike.
Really heads up play by Haley Mann. I can't say enough about her attention to detail there.
Well outside. Well, if this result holds, California certainly doing a lot of the little things you need to do to win games.
Kylie Kenyon wants to be the hero on the defense side now as well. Here she is.
And then she gets the strikeout, and that's your ball game. Kenyon with the 2-run home run in the top of the 7th, and Dale nails it down in the bottom of the 7th. What a dramatic start to our week here in Kirkland. The final score, California 3, the Philippines 1. Kirk, if this is how we start, I can't wait to see how we continue.
It felt like a championship game. I think championship caliber play. I think tremendous pitching on both sides. Some really clutch hitting, great defense, and exciting play. And this is just starting off first game of the tournament.
So Foothill Little League, which went 0-4 in pool play last year here in Kirkland, starts off on the winning foot, while Bacolod City Little League starts off 0-1. What a tremendous start to this one. California with pitching and defense the first 6 innings and the first couple outs of the 7th inning as well. But big hits along the way from Kylie Kenyon in the 7th. Once again, our final score, 3-1, California won. They win. For Kirk Walker and the entire crew, I'm Troy Clarity. Back for Field 2 for Camden to Pennsylvania in 30 minutes. So long for now, Kirkland, Washington.